Andy Dwyer in outer space. It's just as awesome as it sounds. Geek Land. Hi everybody, welcome back to Geek Land. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the all-new Marvel blockbuster, Guardians of the Galaxy. Set in the universe we all know and love, and based off a comic book that no one's ever f***ing heard of, this movie managed to be one of the most highly anticipated films of 2014 thus far. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for a movie. Maybe like Watchmen or Muppets Most Wanted, those two might edge it out excitement-wise, but still, I was absolutely pumped for this movie. Due in no small part to the fact that the funny fat guy from Parks and Recreation is now a goddamn superhero. So, did it live up to my expectations? Yeah, it did. It didn't go, like, above and beyond my expectations, but it met them. Yeah, it was exactly what I expected. A lot of fun, crazy sci-fi action, CGI out the wazoo, all peppered with PG-13 comedy. I don't mean that in a bad way, I love that stuff. It was funny, it was exciting, it was entertaining, but the one thing that really brought it up to the next level is the cast. The cast for this movie is absolutely incredible. First off, in the lead you have Chris Pratt playing Star-Lord. He's better known as his character Andy Dwyer from Parks and Recreation, so I was really excited to see what he was going to do with this character that's such a grand departure from the character he's known for. He pretty much just played Andy Dwyer. He walks around cracking jokes and making references to movies like Footloose all while listening to rock and roll on his tape deck. He's basically Andy Dwyer, only in better shape and with a laser gun. By the way, I don't mean that disparagingly, I love Andy Dwyer. Also in this movie, you have newcomer Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer. He's a former pro wrestler turned actor, and this is his first ever major acting role, so you can tell he's given it all he's got. He did a great job, I really liked him in this movie, and I'm really excited to see what he does next. Also, as Gamora, we have Zoe Saldana, the chronic love interest of big-budget sci-fi movies. Despite the fact that her ass is displayed more prominently than the rest of her in this movie, she did a really good job. Also in this movie, we have Bradley Cooper as the voice of Rocket Raccoon. Weirdly enough, Rocket Raccoon is the most complex, fleshed-out, and three-dimensional character in this entire movie. He laughs, he cries, he has a very distinctive personality, and an extremely traumatic past, and that all comes through with Bradley Cooper's pitch-perfect voice acting. And who could forget everybody's favorite character, Groot. He's sort of played by Vin Diesel, but he really only says 3 words throughout the entire movie. Well, 4 if you count... Despite his limited vocabulary, he's just as fleshed out as every other character in this movie. And I can't wait to buy his action figure! I'm gonna put it up here. Also in this movie, you got Karen Gillan as one of the bad guys. You might know her as the attractive redhead from Doctor Who, the attractive redhead from The Kevin Bishop Show, or the attractive redhead from NTSFSDSUV. Well, in this movie, she plays a bold, blue, semi-robotic space warrior. Yet still really attractive. I had no idea Karen Gillan could act that menacing and scary. I was really impressed, and I cannot wait to see what she does next. Oh, come on. The movie also featured cameo appearances from John C. Reilly and... Oi, prick! They didn't get a whole lot of screen time, but they did really well with what they had. The highlight of the movie, weirdly enough, is Michael Rooker as a blue space pirate with really bad teeth. He has like this magical futuristic arrow thing that's controlled by his whistling, and at one point he like takes down a whole army of bad guys with it, and it's so cool! Unfortunately, I do have a few complaints about the movie. It's really obvious throughout the entire movie that the filmmakers were almost arrogantly aware that they were going to have a sequel. So the movie doesn't really feel like a standalone thing, it feels like the beginning of a franchise, which is cool, but... I mean, like, the end title says, The Guardians of the Galaxy will return, which is... I mean, come on, Mac and Me did that. Also, Infinity Gems. Now, it's been a long time since I've read the comic, but from what I recall, there are multiple Infinity Gems, like the Captain Planet Planeteers. There's like water, wind, fire, and heart. But, you know, they never specify which infinity gem it is that they're fiddling with throughout this whole movie. It's weird, but I feel like I needed to address that. Also, huge elephant in the room, the after credits scene. Those of you who have already seen the movie know exactly what I'm talking about. When I saw it, there was literally an audible groan from the entire movie theater. Now, I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it, but let me just say this. It's basically just Marvel saying, hey, remember the worst thing we ever did? Yeah, we remember. All in all, I would give this movie 93%. It's easily the best thing that Marvel has put out since the Avengers. I strongly recommend you go see it. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Any questions or suggestions? Feel free to leave them in the comments section right down there, along with any ideas you have for what I should review next. Or you could visit me at my Facebook page, facebook.com/thelandofgeeks. From Geek Land, this is Mickey, and Howard the Duck, are you shitting me?!